This video is showing how to solve the four-person medley relay problem. To solve the eight-person one, you'll just need to add the additional swimmers. But what I'm going to show is solving the four-swimmer version, and then give you an opportunity to do the eight one by yourself. So notice that they have all eight swimmers listed here, but when we go over to our spreadsheet, it just has Schmidt, Reed, Sanchez, and Lamartina as the swimmers. So those are the four swimmers available. We have to choose which of those four swimmers is going to do the backstroke, which is going to do the breaststroke, the butterfly, and the freestyle. So the first step is to take this data and put their times in for each of those events, and then we're going to set up Solver, set up the rest of the spreadsheet, and solve it. So the first job is to type each of those times in. So there we go. Sorry, I just paused it for a second so I could type them in and you didn't have to watch me type. And now, just like the intro, we're going to set up the spreadsheet and the formulas. So first of all, these are going to be filled, the blue cells are going to be filled with zeros and ones. And so Schmidt is going to have a 1 in one of these boxes and a 0 in the other three. We want to add that up, so equals sum, and then add those up, and make sure that that equals less than or equal to 1 to make sure that she's assigned something. We can fill those same formulas in the rest of these boxes. And then the same thing, one person and only one person can be assigned each of these jobs. So we'll do equals sum, and then add all those up. And fill that formula across as well. So it's not a bad idea to double check. You know, put a 1 in some of these boxes. Does it add up correctly? If a 1 was here, one person assigned the breaststroke, Reed is assigned to one job. It looks like it's working correctly. We don't have to start with any numbers in here. You could start with all ones or all zeros. It really doesn't matter. And the last thing to do is to take the total time, and that's that sum product formula. So equals sum product, where we're going to multiply how long it takes each person, comma, times whether they do the job or not. So if they don't do the job, it's a 0. It doesn't add anything. If they do that job, it's a 1. It does add something. And so, yeah, it takes Reed 74.14 seconds to do the breaststroke. So if there's a 1 here, it should add up to that number. Everything's set up correctly for the spreadsheet. So now the last task is to set up Solver. So add-ons, open Solver, open sidebar. And just like on the introduction, the total time is our objective. So we'll take total time, we'll update that here. The objective is to minimize time, so we'll change objective sense to minimize. The variable cells are the blue ones because we want the computer to choose a 0 or 1 for each of those. And then we'll add the constraints down here. So the each swimmer update can do 1 or 0 events. If we had more swimmers, those can be less than or equal to 1. And then each job, so row 13, has to exactly equal 1, which is in row 15. So the spreadsheet's set up correctly. The last thing to do is to say these have to be binary. They can't be any other number than 0 or 1. So I'll update here, change this to binary, and save that constraint. And now we solve the model. So the computer will choose a 0 or a 1 for each of those different assignments. And then we'll know which swimmer should be assigned to each of the events. And you can see there's 16 variables because there's 16 assignments here. It goes through, and the first event, Lamartina, should do the backstroke. Sanchez should do the breaststroke. Schmidt should do the butterfly, Reed should do the freestyle. That would take 245 seconds, 0.72 seconds. And so that would be the fastest that this team could do the race. So your job is to do that 4-swimmer problem, make sure everything works correctly, and then go down to the 8-swimmer tab, and you're going to add the other swimmers in here from the medley relay. So add the times for Wu, Green, Kleinfeld, and Lipinski, and tell the coach which 4 swimmers out of those 8 should do each of the different events. If you have any questions, just let me know.